Croeso power up to the planet of the discounts and games under £15 PSN sale. There's a lot of sales going on right now, so there'll be multiple videos. But don't worry, I've done all of the hard work and I've gone through all of the sales and found some really cool games for you to take a look at, and you can save a huge amount of money on them as well. So if you like the idea of finding cool new games to play and saving a lot of money along the way, then you're at the right place. Don't forget to subscribe. You're welcome here anytime. Okay, this sale ends on the 5th of November, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. First up, we have Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot, The London Case. It was released in 2023, so it's 2 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £6.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal from a game from a really cool franchise. And this version includes both the PS4 and the PS5 versions as well, so you're getting both, which is really cool. In this adventure puzzle game, Lloyd's London have hired you to consult and protect the sale of a famous painting, but after it is stolen, only your detective skills can solve the mystery and retrieve the painting unharmed. It features Hastings' first appearance in the series as well, which is cool for fans of Hercule Poirot. Now, I'm a big fan of puzzle games, and puzzle adventure games are really cool. This is based on a really cool series of books, and it was a really awesome TV show back in the 90s as well. Now, I've played a couple of games from this series and I really enjoy them. They're really good and they usually get really good reviews. Now, I will say this one has worse reviews than most of the games in the series, but hey, if you're a fan of this series like I am, you'll probably want to play it anyway. It's not a bad game, it just maybe doesn't live up to the standards of some of the better ones in the series. That's all. So hey, if you're a fan of detectives, or you like cool adventures and puzzle solving, then you'll probably really enjoy this game. So if you like the sound of it, definitely take a look. It might not be a game for the spooky season, but I think you'll enjoy it if you like this sort of thing. And hey, if you've never played an adventure puzzle before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. It's a good game from a really good series at a pretty fair price, but the older games from the series are cheaper than this, and you can get other big AAA games for cheaper than this as well. So you have plenty of other options that are better deals than this in general. But hey, if you've played the other games in this series and you want to play this one, why not take a look at it? It's still a good deal. But if not, don't worry, you'll have plenty more options to choose from in other sales instead. Up next is my star by Amnesia: The Bunker. It was released in 2023, so it's 2 years old, and is on an 80% discount for the low price of £3.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal for a great game from a great series. And the new Halloween update was added with new Game Plus features for more replay value as well, so you even get a better version of the game with some extra content included for free, which is really cool of them. In this survival horror, a French World War II soldier is alone in a bunker with scarce resources. Being hunted by an ever-present threat, you must explore and experiment to face hell and discover what happened in the bunker to escape the nightmare alive. Now, the Amnesia series is a pretty popular series. It's been around a while and there's a load of good games in it. And there was a modern resurgence not too long ago, but that wasn't very popular. The game didn't get good reviews and generally people didn't like it. But hey, this one's got really good reviews and people seem to love it. So it looks like the series is getting back on form, which is cool. I hate it when old series turn terrible and get run into the ground by modern studios. So it's nice to see one recover from that. The running theme of these games is that your main character usually has amnesia, so there's a bit of a mystery to them while you're getting hunted by horrors, and this one's no exception. Although I like the World War I setting, and I think it's suitably creepy, and it'll be really interesting to fans of this genre. So if you're a fan of the Amnesia series, or you just like survival horror games, or maybe like the idea of a creepy World War I game, then you should definitely take a look at this. It's a really good game at a really good price. Like I said, it's my star buy. It's well worth your time and money, I promise. And hey, if you've never played a survival horror game before, then you could start here. It's a really good game from a really good series, although at the same price you can get other big AAA legendary games from legendary franchises as well. So you do have a lot of options, especially as this genre is chock-a-block full of games in general. The world's your oyster really. If you like this series or you like the idea of this one, definitely check it out. But if not, there's so many other options in this genre that you'll have tons to choose from in future videos instead. Conarium is our next game. It was released in 2019, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the low price of £2.39, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really cool deal for an interesting looking game. In this puzzle horror, you wake in a deserted Antarctic base, surrounded by pulsating noises and lights, feeling something is terribly wrong, and now you must explore the base, your dreams, and visions while avoiding macabre beings to unlock the base's mysteries and find out what's going on. Now, I'm not a big fan of this genre, but this game looks really cool to me. It's based on H.P. Lovecraft's works, which is a huge amount of stuff to pull from, and it's popular as well. Games based on that are usually pretty decent, with a deep and rich lore to pull from. The story looks really interesting in this, and you know how much I like stories. This genre's pretty stacked, so you have a lot of games to choose from, and it's down to you really whether you prefer games with a really cool story, or you just want something that's going to scare you silly, or maybe it's a specific type of horror that really gets to you. Either way, if you like good stories in your game, or you're a fan of H.P. Lovecraft, you might want to take a look at this game. It looks like a really cool and decent game for a really low price. So if you're a fan of horror games and you like the sound of this story as much as I do, then why not check this out? I think it's a really cool game, and there's a lot of fun to be had if you like this sort of thing. And hey, if you've never played a puzzle horror game before, then you could definitely start here. It's a really good game at a really low price. There's got a lot of good lore and a really good foundation. So if you like the look of it, why not check it out? But if not, this genre is so full of games that you have so many options to choose from, and you might not get big AAA ones for as low as this, but you will have a load of options outside of that anyway. So if you like the sound of that, don't forget to subscribe, and then you won't miss your other options in future videos. This one's got a big title, Dawn of the Monsters Full Game Plus Arcade Plus Character DLC Pack Bundle. I don't know who named that, but they need a pay rise. They're clearly spending a lot of time and money on that. And they should get paid by the letter. It was released in 2022, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £7.24, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty decent price for a really cool looking game. And this bundle includes the arcade mode and character pack DLC as well. Now, the PS4 version may not be included, but you can buy the PS4 and PS5 game and the DLC separately for an extra 44 pence. So if you definitely want both versions, you could do that at not much extra money, but the store kind of shows like if you buy this bundle, you only get the PS5 version. So just be aware of that. If you do want it definitely, then you might want to pick them up separately instead. In this beat-em-up, Titanic Nephilim have invaded Earth, and you control Earth's defensive colossal combatants to defeat the gigantic invaders. It features 5 characters to fight as, over 35 missions to play, an arcade mode, RPG elements, and 2-player local co-op as well, which is really cool. I love seeing local co-op. They should include it in more games, and considering it's an arcade-style game, it really should have local play, so it's good that it does, for that old-school feel if nothing else. It just doesn't have online play, which is a little bit of a shame. But hey, if you like playing games with your friends or family, or at parties, this might be a great pick up and play game for that. It's a really cool old school arcade game with a really interesting theme and art style, and I think it'll appeal to a lot of people. So if you're a fan of anime, or old school sort of Power Rangers and that sort of stuff, or even things like Pacific Rim, you'll probably really enjoy this game. So why not take a look if you like the sound of it? I think it's a really cool and interesting game, and I don't think there's a lot of them like it. And hey, if you've never played a beat 'em up before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. It's quite expensive still right now, and you can get other bigger AAA legendary games for about the same price or cheaper than this as well, so you're much better off starting with one of them instead. But hey, it's not a terrible price, so if you really like the theme of the game or you like the look of it in general, why not check it out? It's a really cool and unique game, and I think there's a lot of fun to be had in this one. We have a Metroidvania next, Itora. It was released in 2023, so it's 2 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the low price of £2.39, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for a really cool looking game. In this game, mankind has vanished, and a mysterious plague infests the land, and Itora seems to be the last of her kind, setting out with her talking axe in a world of strange masked beings to find the truth and cure the plague before it consumes everything. Now, Metroidvanias I think are one of the best genres in gaming, and I really like them. They have some really good games in it, and you get some really cool themes and interesting stories in them as well. It's a really great genre, and this game looks pretty cool. It's got an interesting story, some really cool looking 2D graphics, and in general it just looks like a really good game from the genre, at a really low price as well. So if you're a fan of Metroidvania like I am, and you like the look of this one, or the story intrigues you, then why not pick it up? It's really cheap, and I think you'll get a lot of game for your money. And hey, if you've never played a Metroidvania before, then you could start here. It's a really decent game at a low price, but you can get other big legendary AAA games for not too much more than this on sale sometimes, and a lot of them come with DLC as well, so you're getting a lot more for your money. But hey, if you like the look of this game, definitely check this out. It's a really good deal, but if you'd rather look for one of the AAA ones instead, then don't forget to subscribe, and you won't miss them when they're on sale next. Oh look, another puzzle game, Relicta. It was released in 2020, so it's 5 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £1.59, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for a cool looking puzzle game. In this puzzle adventure, you get to play as a physicist, stranded on a derelict moon base, where you must utilize magnetism and gravity to solve puzzles, unraveling the secrets of the moon base to keep your daughter alive. As a big fan of puzzle games, I've had this on my list for a while, and I might pick it up myself. It seems like a pretty cool sci-fi themed adventure puzzle game. Pretty much the most frustrating thing people seem to find about it is that the puzzles get pretty difficult towards the end. But hey, that's what puzzle games are about, right? If it doesn't get frustrating at some point, then it's just not balanced right. Well, maybe that's just me. The whole point of puzzle games to me is to have a bit of a challenge and fun along the way, with maybe a nice bit of story, if they can throw that in as well. So hey, if you're a fan of puzzle adventures like me, this is a really good one at a really low price. If you're interested in this genre at all, definitely check it out. At this price, you can't go far wrong really. It's really good value for money. Definitely take a look if you're anyway interested. And hey, if you've never played a puzzle adventure before, then you could definitely start here. It's a decent game at a really low price. Now you can get big AAA legendary ones for a bit more money than this, but it's up to you really. This is a good game at a really good price. So if you're tempted, definitely check it out, but if not, you will have a lot of options in future sales instead. We have a JRPG next, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. It was released in 2019, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £6.99, which is a great deal, as this edition has updated full HD graphics, new music tracks, mini games, bosses, and unreleased costume DLC as well, plus 2 new playable characters, Patty Fleur and Flynn Schifo to players as well. So again, the best version of the game, with extra content included as well, which is more than you can ask for. In this JRPG, you get to follow the fates of 2 friends on separate paths that intertwine in an epic adventure as a power struggle begins in a civilization dependent on ancient technology. It features beautiful anime graphics and cutscenes as well. Now, the Tales series may not be as famous as things like Final Fantasy, but it's been around a long time, and it's a really popular, successful series, and fans of this genre will definitely enjoy it. If you've never played one before, you should take a look at this. You see a few of the Tales games on sale quite frequently, and they're always really good deals, but the prices haven't been getting any lower, so if you're not interested right now, it will be on sale again pretty regularly, so don't worry about it if that's the case. So hey, if you're a fan of JRPGs and you've never played a Tales game, or you've played them before and you really like the look of this one, then definitely check it out. It's a really big series and they're really good quality games, and this one's got a lot of content included for a pretty good deal. So if you're tempted, definitely check it out. I think you'll have a lot of fun if you give it a chance. And hey, if you've never played a JRPG before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. You can get big AAA, legendary, massive, groundbreaking series games for about the same price as this, so you're probably better off starting with one of them instead. But hey, if you like the look of this one, it's not a bad deal, and it is from a big, well-known franchise, so you know it's quality. So if you're tempted, definitely check it out. But if not, you will have other options in future videos instead. We have an old school game next, The Messenger. It was released in 2019, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the low price of £3.19, which is a really great deal. Now, just be aware there are 2 versions. One just has the PS4 edition, and the other has both the PS4 and PS5 version. So make sure you're picking up the right one, so you get both. And if you don't have a PS5 to buy the right version, pick it up on the website instead. You can always do that if you need to. Get that extra free game. In this action platformer, as a demonic army besieges your ninja village, you are entrusted with delivering a scroll paramount to the survival of your clan. It features RPG elements, abilities, hidden levels, branching paths, and big boss battles as well. No, I really like that people make old school sort of games with modern gameplay and graphics. It's really cool. They make some really good games like that, and this was a pretty big hit when it came out. It was very popular, it got really good reviews, and people absolutely loved it. It's got really great retro graphics that are really beautiful, and the gameplay's really good. So if you're a fan of old school arcade games or old school console games back in the Super Nintendo or Mega Drive days, then you'll absolutely adore this. It's a really good quality game based on a legendary time of gaming. Definitely take a look. If you're as old as I am, you'll probably love it. Definitely take a look at it. It's a really good game that deserves the praise it gets. And hey, if you've never played an action platformer before, then you could definitely start here. It's a really good quality modern game for a really good price. You can get older ones for about the same price sometimes, but hey, this is a really good modern game. It may not be legendary, but it's a really good game. So if you've always been tempted by this genre, definitely check it out. You never know, you might just find your new favourite genre to play. Take a look. And the final game I have for you is a VR game, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution Payback Edition. It's a huge name for a really good game. It was released in 2023, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 50% discount, which is usually a pretty bad discount, but for some reason the full price is $7.99, which I'm sure it was like triple that not too long ago at least. So the fact that the price is £3.99 at this discount is much better than it seems, especially considering the quality of this game. Now, the PS4 and PS5 versions are separate with no upgrade, and this edition includes new weapon recipes. So make sure you pick up the right version because you're stuck with whichever one you buy. Now, if you buy the PS4 version, the move controllers are required, so if you don't have them, you can't play this game, which is great. That's how this game should be. You should be playing this sort of VR genre without them, really. In this survival horror, you continue your fight against the Tower in a zombie-infested New Orleans as everybody searches for the Reserve, a legendary military bunker filled with weapons and supplies. It features unlockable skills, crafting, and other RPG elements as well. Now, I own the PS4 and PS5 version of the first game of this series, and it's a really good game. It's one of the best VR games you can play. It's got a really good franchise attached in The Walking Dead. Exploring New Orleans with infested zombies around is really tense, and the combat's amazing, with the different weapons you get to use with your hands, like knives or smash bottles, or things like the bow and arrow, which are amazing to use. There's loads of fun to be had with this. Shotguns, pistols, machine guns, all sorts of stuff. And the sequel does even better. It adds newer weapons, more variety, and just generally tries to improve on the first game, which is really cool. Now, the story is a direct continuation, so if you haven't played the first game, you're not really missing out on a lot, but it is half of a whole story, so if that bothers you, you might want to pick up the first one as well, or first at least. When this game came out, it did get disappointing reviews. People expected it to be amazing, and it just seemed to be an iteration of the first game that was quite buggy, but not on PlayStation. It seems to be the buggy version was the PC version, so you should be alright on PlayStation. It's got really good reviews, and generally I think it's pretty fine. The PlayStation versions of both games seem to be a lot more bug-free and a lot more play-tested. Maybe because of the increased standards for VR games on PlayStation, I don't know. But either way, they're the best versions, stability-wise at least. So if you're a fan of VR like I am and you love zombies, especially if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, you should definitely check out this series. The first game is on sale right now. You can pick it up for $7.99, or you can get the PS4 and PS5 versions of it for $12.49. It's not a great deal right now, but if you really want the series, you can get them like that. Now, there is a bundle with both games included. Don't buy that. It's more expensive than buying them separately right now, so stay away from that version wherever you do. So hey, if you're a fan of zombies and you love VR, this is one of the best VR games around, with an amazing franchise attached. You can't ask for much more really. If you like zombies in VR, definitely check it out. It's a top tier game for a really good price. And hey, if you never played a VR survival horror game before, then you could definitely start here. The only nickel is that it's midway through a story, and the first game I would probably say is more than likely better, based on reviews, not from personal experience. I've only played the first one. But that one's not as cheap as this one, especially right now. So if that doesn't bother you, you can definitely start here. But hey, if it does, don't forget to subscribe, and then you won't miss out when the first one's on a good deal again. And that's all the games I have for the Planet of the Discounts and Games Under £15 PSN sales. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones or did I pick bad ones? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it, or should some other game have got it instead? Leave all your comments below and we can talk about it later. Anyway, I hope you found some really cool games to play, but more importantly I hope you saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Au revoir.